Probably just like this.
Wait, pull that plug on. So, why did you recommend the Jataka Tales?
We're starting.
Mm-hmm.
The Jataka Tales are a collection of ancient fables about the Buddha's reincarnations before he became the Buddha, you know? So, like, what he did as a goat, what he did as a turtle. And they were meant for children. And I think they began in, like, 300 BC. Like, they're super old.
Okay.
Am I holding it close enough?
I think so. Wait, let me just listen. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, they're really old, and they're about moral beauty.
They're about moral beauty.
Mm-hmm.
A siren means that. What does a siren mean right now?
What does a siren mean?
Yeah, what does a siren mean?
It means someone's going to the hospital.
Oh, okay. Why am I so much louder than you?
I could hold it closer.
Wait, we should talk quiet and hold it really close.
Okay.
But then careful if you say something really loud. So when did you read? So what's your...
You know that you can go into Final Cut and like automate it so that all the sound comes out at the same level?
No, I didn't know that.
It's pretty easy. You just click a button.
But I'm not in Final Cut. I'm in GarageBand.
You can do that on GarageBand, I think.
You can?
I think. I don't know how, but it's like, if you can't do that on there, what can you do?
Dang. Did you know any of the stories before you read them for this time?
Yeah, I heard of them.
You'd heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
But you hadn't... What was your favorite story from them?
That I knew of?
Actually, I think you should say what your... Yeah, what's the one you know of?
The Buddha was walking with a disciple, and I might be getting the animals mixed up, but they saw a lion eating a deer. And the disciple was like, well, if you're the Buddha, then why don't you go, like, let the deer eat your leg? Like, if you're the Buddha, why don't you do that? And he was like, I don't want to.
He said, I don't want to?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
That you should only do things if you want to do them.
Okay.
Because if you're like nice to someone,
Yeah.
but you don't really like want to be, and you feel like hateful about it, then
Yeah.
that's not.
You shouldn't do that.
It's not nice, you know. And a lot of people have that problem.
They do?
Like, a lot of people do acts of kindness and then feel like resentful about it.
Yeah.
And myself included, you know, like.
Yeah.
But.
Because in the introduction to this version of the book, they were talking a lot about generosity. So do you think people just do you think Buddhism makes you want to be generous?
Buddhism makes you want to be generous?
Well, it seemed like in the intro that they were like, that seemed different. They were saying that, like, let me look. They're saying, oh wait, no, I wrote it down. I have notes. Did you take any notes?
In my head.
In your head? Okay, oh yeah, skill. Skill is associated with generosity, and unskillfulness with selfishness, and only thinking about yourself and your personal gain.
Well, I think if you're willing to be generous, right, and like share your assets, it's having fearlessness. The perfection of patience. It's the idea that you can give what you have now because you have the confidence in yourself and in your world that you'll have more later.
Yeah.
You know? That's why, like, instead of saving money, you can just make more, you know?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so what is your connection? What is your history with Buddhism? Wait, these levels are fucked up. Why is it so quiet?
I
think it's okay.
You can just turn up the volume, I think,
On what?
on GarageBand.
Okay.
So where were we?
Okay, where were we? Where were we? Um. Okay, what was your favorite Jataka tale? Do you remember any?
That I knew before reading.
Or from reading?
From this collection we just read?
Yeah.
Probably the elephant that heard the burglars. The elephant.
Wait, tell that one. Tell that one.
He was in his like elephant, like wherever they kept him, and there were some robbers.
Yeah.
That were gonna break into the king's house, and the robbers were saying like, we need to be really bad guys and kill everyone and like have no mercy. And the elephant heard it and was like, so I should be like that. And then the next day, like someone went to feed the elephant and he killed them, and he was just like killing everyone. And so the king went to the wise man and was like, what do I do about my elephant? And the wise man was like, the elephant may have heard someone like a bad man.
Yeah.
And so the king sent some good men to go near the elephant and talk. And they said like, oh, you've got to be really nice and help everyone. And then the elephant heard that and was like, okay.
He started being good to everybody.
Yeah. He's very impressionable.
Yeah, I like the one that, do you remember the one with the frog, about the frog who talked too much?
No, it's a turtle.
I mean, the turtle who talked too much? That one was crazy.
Yeah. Do you want to tell it?
Yeah, I'll tell that one. So that one, you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how that one goes?
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple meaning. So, like, one day there was a frog.
It was a turtle.
Oh, yeah, it was a turtle. It was a turtle. Why do I keep saying frog? Okay, our levels are good now. I'm going to stop stressing over it.
I don't think they had frogs over there.
Over where?
Like, Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they had.
I don't know either. But one day there was a turtle, and he was just hanging out, and he met these two geese, and they became really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just chilling and hanging out and stuff. And then one day the geese were like, "Yo, we know this other really sick place. You want to come? You want to come live with us?" And the turtle was like, "Yeah, I'm down." So they got and they're like, "All right, you just have to make sure you don't say anything, because it's called the turtle who talked too much."
Mm-hmm.
Is you have to make sure you don't say anything, because they got a big stick. This part I didn't get the first time. I was like, why did he not need to talk? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I thought he just couldn't talk. But the reason why is because they got a big stick, and the two geese carried it between them, and he grabbed on with his mouth, and they start flying. And then these little kids look up in the sky, and there's a geese with a stick in between and a turtle dangling off it, and they're like, "Yo, look at that turtle dangling off that stick with those geese." And he's like, "Why don't you guys mind your damn business?" And he fell off and immediately died right at the children's feet. That's the end of the story.
And what do you think is the lesson of that one?
That means we shouldn't be podcasting.
No, I don't think that's what that means.
Oh, it's not what that means? I kept thinking about it in the context of podcasting, and I'm like, maybe I should not be ever talking.
Well, you know the saying, those who know do not speak, those who speak do not know?
No.
Well, now you know it.
Wait, what is it?
Those who know do not speak, those who speak do not know.
Yeah. So that means, no, I shouldn't be talking so much.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you talk too much?
Oh, I talk so much. That's how, like, I get myself in trouble in, like, every way through my whole life. Is just, like, I'll, like, get in an elevator with someone, and I'll just be like, you know what? It's, like, my lifelong problem.
Do you know about the 10, okay, so wait, do you want to say what who you are, and brief history of your history with Buddhism? Or no, you don't have to.
I took refuge in the Nyingma lineage of Vajrayana Buddhism in 2018. And I have lived with and studied under many teachers.
That was in Tibet?
No.
Where was that?
It was in India.
Oh, it was in India. That's right.
Yeah, Americans can't really go to Tibet.
Oh, why not?
Well, because China occupies Tibet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got you. Did you learn? Did you just go into the practice, or did you like learn stuff? Did you like learn stuff about Buddhism?
Yeah, I learned stuff.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. This intro, they were all like trying to. There was a lot of lessons. There was a lot of stuff about Buddhism, but they're all trying to make it
Palatable.
like justify because I guess one of the stories was like justify the stories to the West, kind of. That's how I felt. It was kind of but like I guess one of the stories, like Chaucer has a guy say in one of his stories, and then in Matthew in the Bible there's a part when Jesus is walking around and he's just spitting a lot of parables to everybody. Like cryptic parables.
Well, when Jesus went to the desert
Yeah.
for 40 days and 40 nights,
Yeah.
what do you think he was doing there?
What was he doing?
He was meditating.
He was meditating?
Like,
He was on a vision quest?
what do you think he was? Yeah. And I mean, there are schools of thought around Jesus having gone to India in that time.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You think that?
I don't have an opinion.
Were you raised religious?
Catholic, but
You were?
yeah, but not like intensely. It was just we went to church on Sundays, took communion. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think the biggest difference between Catholicism and Buddhism is?
The biggest difference? That's a good question.
Yeah. But what I was going to say was, you can think about that. You think about that for a second. What I was going to say was, one of the story, when he's saying a lot of parables, Jesus is, these cryptic parables, and one of them is a Jataka tale.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Which
You know
one?
Which one? It's from Matthew 13:44, and it's when he's saying what the kingdom of God is, and he says it's like he starts listing what it's like, and the first thing he says is it's like a man finds a man. Am I boring you?
No.
A man finds finds some treasure in a field, some hidden treasure in the field, and then he finds it in the field, and then he buries it deeper into the field, and then he's so happy he sells all of his belongings just to buy the field for the treasure. That's the first one. That's what the kingdom of God is like, or the kingdom of heaven. And the second one is a merchant finds a stone that's so valuable he sells all his belongings and he buys the stone. And that's what the kingdom. And then that one's a Jataka tale.
Oh, that's like the pearl.
Yeah, that's like the pearl. Oh no, the golden bowl. Oh, what's the pearl?
That story, I don't know who wrote it, but I feel like it's ubiquitous. It's like, this guy gets this pearl that's like really nice, and then it fucks up his whole life.
Oh.
Because it's like, I don't remember, but it's like his wife leaves him, like his kids kill themselves. Like.
But that's not what the kingdom of heaven is like.
Oh, sorry.
What story is that from?
It's like a common story. I think it's like 50 pages long.
Oh, it is?
It's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. But that's not what it's like.
No. Because like the message of it is, it's like you get what you get. You know, it's like thought that was good. You know.
But I think because the Jataka tale it's based off of is do you remember the golden bowl? Do you remember that one? You want to tell that one, or you want me to tell it? I could tell it.
We can take. Okay.
Okay. No, you tell it. You can take turns. You tell it, and then I'll chime in.
Okay. So there's this girl and her grandma.
Should we just give no context and just tell different Jataka tales?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
There's this girl.
Then we'll be like the Buddha, because that's what it is.
No, the Buddha didn't tell the Jataka Tales.
He didn't?
No.
Wait, but can I tell you something real quick? This one's kind of crazy. Because
Which one?
This book, this version.
Mm-hmm.
The damn Penguin Classics version.
Mm-hmm.
Because every story, there's a now story and then a old story.
Oh.
And it's like meta. It like says like what was happening during like the telling of the story. You know what I'm saying?
Like in the world?
Yeah, like basically it'll be like the Buddha was like on a field. Okay, like one of them I remember, like the Buddha. Okay, like this. Wait, let me find one. The Buddha pulled up to an area where there's like cane sugar. Everyone's drinking. It's where the cane drink is. Everyone's drinking the cane drink, and someone's like, "Why is everyone drinking the cane drink here?" And he's like, "Let me tell you." He's like, "Once upon," and then goes to the old story, and there's basically all these monkeys living in the forest, and the wise people were like, "Be careful in this area because there's demons everywhere in the forest. So anywhere you've gone, don't ask us first." To the monkeys before you go to drink anything or eat anything. And the monkeys find this really nice pond, and then they go to the wise men and they go, "Can we drink in this pond?" And and then the wise men notice that there's footprints back from the pond.
Oh, like they already went?
People already went there.
Mm-hmm.
Or people with the footprints there but not back. So that means people went there and got murked by demons.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, and then they're like, "Don't go down there. There's demons over there." And then they go check, and they're like, they see a guy down there. And they're like, "Are you a demon?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm a demon." They're like, and he's like, "Oh." So then they're like, "Oh shit!" They go back. They're like, "Hey, we can't go down there because there's a demon down there."
Mm-hmm.
So then they go, and he goes, "Yeah, if anyone comes down and drink water, you gonna get got." Yeah, that's what the demon said. And this one is about, and he's doing all the lessons in here because. We have to go through the 10 lessons, the 10, but one of them is resolve, and the wise man just goes, or the Buddha or Bodhisattva goes like, I resolve that like we will get a cane stalk, and there'll be holes in the cane stalk, and we'll extend them down like past the demons, and we'll extract the water, and then and suddenly the cane stalks had holes in them. And then all the monkeys...
They didn't put the holes in? They just had them?
He just said, there's going to be holes in them now. He was resolved. Like, this is about...
Oh, yeah. Manifestation.
Yeah, this is about manifestation. And then all the monkeys, like, all grab the cane stalks, suddenly all holes in them, and they all start drinking out of the lake because it's really good water. Mm-hmm. But then when the water came up, it was all full of cane.
The sugar?
What?
Like cane sugar?
Yeah, because it's the area in the beginning. It's like they were at the cane drink, and one of the students asked, "Why is there cane drink here?" Mm-hmm. And then the demon's all like, he's all mad. He's all mad, and all the monkeys are just drinking out of the lake.
Wait, but that's not one of the tales. That's
one of the Jataka Tales.
Oh.
Here's what else I learned. There's 547 Jataka Tales.
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah.
And this is 26. Mm-hmm. And this one by Ellen C. Bobbitt is another 19, 20, 18. There's 547.
Mm-hmm. And we have to listen to all of them.
We have to listen. This is going to be a 10-part series. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, you tell the Golden Bowl one.
Right. So there was this girl and her grandma, and...
Do you remember it?
Why do you think I wouldn't remember?
I don't know.
I would say if I didn't remember.
Did you listen to the audiobook a lot of times?
I would listen to it in my sleep.
I listened to it so many times.
Yeah.
Girl and her grandmother.
Yeah, there's a girl and her grandma, and they were poor. And there was there's two merchants. And one of the merchants was mean or bad, and one of them was good and pious. And they had an agreement that they would take turns, like going on the different streets selling, I think they were selling like bowls.
Yeah, they're selling wares,
like,
I think.
yeah,
Various wares, yeah.
And no, but it was like bowls and plates and stuff. And so the merchant was selling it, the bad merchant, and the little girl was like, "Oh, grandma, like I really want to get something, like
yeah,
I wish we could get something." And so they were poor, but they used to be a really rich family, but they had sold everything and the only thing they had left was this bowl. But the bowl was made of gold, but they didn't know that. But the grandma was like, okay, why don't you see if you can give him this bowl we have from the old days and maybe he'll give you something for it. And so the bad merchant, she goes out and she's like, hey, like, I really want to get something. Maybe this bowl is some use to you. And since he's bad, he's thinking like, wow, this is a gold bowl. Like, I can't let them know like how valuable it is. Like, I'm going to trick them.
Mean ass merchant.
Yeah. And so he was like, this bowl isn't good. Like, it's terrible. And he throws it on the ground. And his plan was then to come back later to get it again. I don't know why he didn't just get it. I know. Then.
Why didn't he just take it?
Yeah. But he was like, oh, this bowl sucks. And throws it. And so then they're sad. And he leaves. And then a couple days later, the good merchant comes. And the same thing happens. She's like, well, I have this bowl, but the other merchant said it was really bad. And then the good merchant is like, no, this is a golden bowl. Like, this bowl is not worth as much as all my stuff. Like, take all my stuff. Like, all I ask is that you give me 5 pennies so I can take the boat home.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, then he goes on his boat. And the bad merchant comes back. And he's like, what's up with that bowl? Like, I'm ready. I've decided I'll take it off your hands.
I'm ready now.
And they're like, no, actually, another guy came and got it. And so the bad merchant is so mad, and he goes to confront the good merchant, but he's on the boat.
Yeah, and then he's like, stop the boat. And then he's like,
no,
psych.
He's like, don't stop
and
it.
And then they said that at the end, the good merchant sold the bull and lived for a while happily off the money.
Mm-hmm.
But then you know why they had the bull in the first place? I only realized this on like the 20th listen. Was because his dad, because their dad, who's dead, because it's just a mom and a daughter.
No, it was the grandma, I thought.
I think it was a mom. It could have been a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why they had it was he used to eat out of it every day, and they kept it because he ate out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they didn't use it ever.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad. And then the dad, and then the mean merchant just. But then they're saying that that's the parable of the sower.
The sower?
I mean the parable of the pearl.
Why?
Because he gave up all his belongings for the bowl.
But it was fine for him. Like
I know, but I think that means when you find when you find a valuable thing, you just give up everything for it.
Yeah, but then
that's what the kingdom of heaven means. That's what Jesus meant when he said that parable.
Oh, I see.
Is that what it means?
I think so, but I'm just wondering, like, for the girl and her grandma, it's like now they just have all these wares. Like, they're still poor, you know, they've just got all these wares.
He got a shitload of wares. He got his whole stash. Just like random forks and stuff.
Yeah. It's like not a super good trade.
But then maybe they become merchants?
Yeah, maybe they become merchants. But the other guy, he didn't want to be a merchant anymore. Because he gave up all his wares.
Yeah, exactly. But it's because the bowl was so valuable.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the 10 perfections?
Mm.
Do you know about those?
Yeah. There's a lot of lists in the Buddhist canon. And I understand the perfections as like the 10 things you have to do in order to become a bodhisattva.
Yeah. Okay. They said it's generosity, virtue or restraint, renunciation, wisdom, effort, forbearance, truthfulness, resolve, loving kindness, and equanimity. But then they have examples of every one, like to help you remember them in here. And like they have like, so then like what I was nerding out. I was reading all of them. I wanted to tell you about them. But I think because some of the stories like seem kind of random.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think that, like, I wonder if they relate to these stories because some of them are animal related. So like generosity, you should be generous as a jar that is overturned and spills its water and just pours it in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's how generous you should be. And then you should
I don't think I'm that generous.
you don't think you're that generous?
No. Are you?
I feel like you're I feel like you're pretty, I feel like you're pretty generous with your art.
I mean, I could be more generous for sure. I've met people who are more generous than me.
Yeah. But do they teach you to be generous when you're in the temple?
What?
When you're in India, do they tell you to be generous?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they taught us to be generous.
But that's okay. I'm not gonna be a nerd and go through it. But one of them was a lion.
Well, no, this is really like, it's very beneficial for other people to like.
To read them?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, because I think this dude is saying that every story shows a different element of. But I didn't really like how he was explaining it all before because I'd rather read the story and and like just figure it out for myself. But okay, so then.
But I just feel like when the book looks like this, like it has the black at the bottom, it's gonna be like super boring.
Yeah, it's a Penguin Classics. It's literally for the whites
Mm-hmm.
to be like, oh, what are these stories? And then they'd be like, Chaucer mentioned it, like Jesus said, and then people are like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's. You don't want to read this version? Yeah, there was like way too many notes. You get a million intros. Like, get to the damn story already.
Yeah. I don't like footnotes.
Yeah, footnotes are lame.
Oh, and they
you
talk
like
too much down there. Yeah, I like books.
You like books?
Kind of.
Do you like literature?
Is literature different from books?
I was just asking it
like
in a different
scrolls?
way. Do you like books or the internet better? Okay, I'm gonna read more of these. Okay. You should be. This is how you become perfect. Okay, you should have virtue. You should guard your virtue like a yak guards her tail. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You should practice renunciation like a man serving a long prison sentence wishes to leave it. You should practice wisdom. These are the 10. This is the fourth. Wisdom, asking questions everywhere, as a monk begging for food goes to everyone to find it. Okay, this one, practice effort as a lion, like a lion, displays unabated rigor. I was thinking about that one. I was trying to do a lot of effort this week. You should practice
It feels good to do a good job, you know? Like to go to bed at night knowing that you like did your best.
Yeah.
It feels really good.
Yeah, these seem like good things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, forbearance or patience as the earth receives everything thrown in it. Just receive everything. The earth doesn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't like that one?
No, I was just thinking about how there's 12 of them and like I was thinking about the clock, thinking about the 12 houses.
Oh yeah. No, there's 10 of these. There's 10 of these though.
Never mind.
But it's like 10 commandments kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But remember that one about the lion? Do you remember that one about the rabbit who thinks the world is ending?
Yeah, and then the lion do you want to tell it?
Yeah. This is a funny ass one.
Mm-hmm.
So one day there's a rabbit.
That one's like so true. You know?
It's so true? Yeah, it's like about the internet.
Just in general,
Gossip.
like human nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the lion that. Okay, so basically what happens is, one day there's a rabbit and the rabbit thinks that the earth is ending, and suddenly the earth is breaking apart, and it wakes up, and hears a loud noise and thinks the earth is breaking apart. So the rabbit immediately starts running. It's like, yo, the earth is breaking apart.
Mm-hmm.
And the fox is like, what? And starts running with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, and then they get to the damn elephant, and the elephant's
like a lot of animals.
yeah, all the animals, and they're in a huge herd. And then finally they go up to the lion, and there's just a shitload of animals running. And he's like, the earth is breaking apart. And then he's like, what? Who said? He's like, I don't know. Someone else said. And they're like, who you said? You know, they go down a list of animals. I don't know. Someone else said. And he's like, no. Who? Finally, they find the rabbit who started it, and they go back to, and then he goes, where did that happen? And they go back to where he was lying down when they first heard it. And he's like, there's an acorn right here. The acorn fell and woke you up. And they're all like, oh, okay. And they go back to normal.
I also, in my translation, they said the earth is breaking up.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Oh, yeah. Why did they say it like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I liked it, though. Like, it's breaking up, you know?
But that one is real because everyone's dumb and gossips all the time.
Oh, I was thinking, like, hysteria.
Yeah.
Like witch hunt, sort of. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a break. You want to pause?
Yeah.
All right.